Parents and children of Enfield, this is where your kindergarten journey begins.
Hi everyone, I'm Drezek, Superintendent, and if you're watching this for the first time, you're probably freaking out because it means one of your children is about to enter kindergarten. I'm here to tell you it's going to be fine. Your kids are going to be in great hands and they're going to have the best experience over the next 13 years that you probably can't bring yourself to fathom at this point. You're going to hear tonight from a lot of our wonderful staff, our principals, all the resources that we have for your kids when they get into the school system this coming September. But the important thing that you have to realize is that we're going to treat your kids like we treat our own kids. As a father of two, I have been that same person. Mine was in an audience, but yours is going to be unfortunately online, which hopefully we're not doing much longer. But I can remember having to sedate my wife after the first time I sat through a presentation just like this for my oldest daughter. To make you feel any better, she's now in college and it doesn't get any easier. So don't worry about that part. But I want on behalf of the district, welcome you if this is your first experience at the Enfield Public Schools. It's a wonderful place to be. You can't wait to see your kids' smiling faces when they get here in September. And if you don't believe me, when you introduce to your kid's teacher or your principal or any of our staff members, they will make you feel like everything is going to be okay because of it. So welcome. We look forward to seeing you hopefully in person sometime soon.
I love about kindergarten, all the people and all the teachers are being nice and they're so lovely. My favorite part of kindergarten is morning meeting. My favorite part from kindergarten play centers. My favorite part of kindergarten is math. My favorite part of kindergarten was the first day of school. My favorite part of school is play centers because when I go in doll center, it's so much fun there. The best part of kindergarten is the weather, doing the weather in the carpet and everybody listening to you. We like the whole wide school.
Hi, I'm Jim Graham, principal at Barnard School. And hopefully we'll have the opportunity over the course of our welcome events for our kindergarten class of 2022-2023 to get to know each other a little bit more before the kids come in September. So welcome.
Hey, future families of Henry Barnard School. This is Mrs. Hayford, your assistant principal. I cannot wait to meet all of you here and work together at this exciting school. And I cannot wait to share with you our mood meter. All of this you're going to learn about. I can't wait to see you. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome to Enfield Street School. I'm Mr. Lord, the principal.
And I'm Bethany Cloud, the assistant principal, and we'd like to share with you our
ESS core values. First of all, bees are responsible.
Bees are kind. And bees are
Safe. We can't wait for you to join us in the fall. See you soon. Hi again, everybody. It's Mr. Lord, and I just wanted to take a minute to speak to you about the importance of reading with your child each night. I know that it's wonderful just in terms of a bonding experience. It's wonderful to have that book at the end of the night before bedtime. I have 3 girls of my own, and that's the one part I miss the most, is that story right before bedtime. But it also serves a very important purpose, getting them ready for school. When you're reading with your child and you have that book, it's very important to point out some of the basic components of a story each night. The book has a cover, the title, the author, the illustrator. Also, some basics, like the text goes left to right. And also to make sure that you use your finger to follow along as you're reading, so that they know that each one of these symbols makes a sound, which is the beginning of phonemic awareness. Also, as you come to some of these words, take the time to sound them out together. Slow down, and if you think it's a basic word that you can read together, have them help you sound it out a little bit. Or if at first, have them just identify some certain letters on the page that they're familiar with, like all the A's or all the I's. By doing that, you're taking something that's a very nice bedtime routine and you're teaching them some core skills to get them ready for kindergarten. This will build a great foundation so they'll be ready to learn to read once they get here at Enfield Street School. So enjoy your reading time together. Bye.
Welcome, incoming kindergarten families. This is Mrs. Collado again. I just wanted to share with you some of the things that you can do with your child at home to help prepare them for kindergarten. One of the early readiness skills that is important for your child to be able to know prior to coming into kindergarten is the letters in their name and being able to write their name. So what I thought I'd do is I would share with you some of the things that you can do at home to provide them with multiple opportunities to practice and learn the letters of their name and to be able to write their name. So one of the things that you can do is have a whiteboard with a whiteboard marker and just have your child write the letters of their name. In addition, when you are reading to your child or they're reading to you with picture books, you can go ahead and point to the letters and ask them to state the letter that they see on the page. And if you would like to, you can even ask them to sound out that letter as well. P, P. If you have letter cards in your house, this is a great way to teach your child the letters of their name. They can see them right on the card and associate it also with a picture. If you would like to have your child's name written on a piece of paper, you can go ahead and post this throughout your house. And each time that your child sees their name, they can point to the letter, say the letters in their name, and then state their name. Something else that you could do is have your child rainbow write their name, in which you take crayons, markers, colored pencils, and you trace your letters of your name in each of the individual colors so it looks like a rainbow. Another option is to print out some letters in which you can have your child trace using a marker or a pen or a crayon or a colored pencil, and they can have the uppercase letter and the lowercase letter of their name. Another one is using magnetic letters, in which you can have them on your refrigerator or anywhere throughout your house, and you can pull it apart, take it off, and ask them to state the letter. Something else to do is take some hair gel and some glitter and put it in a Ziploc bag. And what you would do is you would have your child actually squish by writing the actual A in their name or L, whichever it is, and they can actually see it. Another similar activity is using shaving cream or sand, and you can do the same thing to have them practice writing their letters of their name. Another fun activity is having stickers and actually taking the stickers on the letter and actually going A, 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 all throughout writing the A. Then you would do the same thing for the M and the same thing for the Y to help them learn their name. In addition to that, this is one of those fun poppers that actually has the letters stated right on them. If they wanted to find the letters that corresponded to their name, they can go ahead and pop them. These are just many different ways that you can help your child practice the letters of their name and learn additional letters of the alphabet. I wish everybody great luck, and we'll see you in the fall.
Hi, I'm Lisa Hunter, principal of Hazardville Memorial School. 16 years ago, I was in your shoes. My daughter Caitlin was starting kindergarten. It made me feel like I wanted to cry. But I knew that if I was emotional and worried, I was going to make her emotional and worried. So instead, I got excited about kindergarten with her, and I played up how fun it was going to be and how excited I was for her to go. And so here's my advice for you. Breathe, relax, it's okay. They're ready for you.
Welcome
Hi everyone, my name is Andrew Dupere. I'm the assistant principal here at Hazardville Memorial School. Just like you, I had a kindergartner start kindergarten this year, and you're probably feeling the same way that I was feeling. But there were some things that I did to help me and help him. I got involved. The first thing I did was I talked to him when he got home from school. And the other thing I did was I contacted the teacher and said, what are some things that I can do to help you in the classroom? There was a lot of things that I could do. I could send him notes with him. I could provide different things that they could use in the classroom. The next thing I did was I joined the PTO. I'm not one that likes to get involved, but I thought it was important, just like you, to be involved in my child's education. The more you talk to them and the more you show them that it's important, the better we're going to be. Good luck, and we can't wait to see you in the fall.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Bradway, a kindergarten teacher here at Enfield Street School. Welcome to kindergarten. We are all so very excited to meet you and your families. So I bet you're wondering, what does a day in the life of a kindergartner look like? What do we do all day? Well, I can tell you this. We are so busy having lots of fun learning and playing together. So what does our day look like? We'll come in every day at arrival time. You might have some breakfast here. Then we'll have our morning meeting time and routines. We'll learn about being great readers and writers and mathematicians during our workshop time. I'll chat with you a little bit more about that in a little while. We'll have our lunch here at school. Yum, yum, come with an appetite. You'll get to visit a specials class every day. It might be physical education, or as some people call gym. You might have art or music, or visit your school library, or even have computers or a STEAM class. You'll learn about our world through science and social studies class. And I know you're wondering, will I have some playtime? And the answer is absolutely. We have lots of time to play. It might be at recess time or during playtime in the classroom. You'll have wonderful opportunities to play with your friends. Every day after we've had a wonderful busy day learning and playing with our friends, we get to say goodbye. And the following day, we get to come back and do that again. Now, don't worry, you don't have to remember all this right now. Your teachers will work really hard to help you learn and understand how the structure of the day works and the routines that we follow each day. We're really excited to meet you and cannot wait to have you in our classes. See you soon. So let's dive more deeply into what mathematics, reading, and writing looks like in kindergarten. You see, kindergarten is all about laying this foundation, this strong foundation for future success. Teachers will engage students in active lessons where teachers will explicitly model specific skills and strategies that students need to be strong readers, writers, and mathematicians. After those lessons, students will have opportunities to practice their new learning. They may do that in partnerships or with a learning buddy. They might do that in a small group setting with their teacher as a guide or facilitator, or even one-to-one with their teacher. Students will also have lots of opportunities to practice their new learning independently, applying those skills and strategies as readers, writers, and mathematicians. In mathematics, we learn certain foundational skills such as counting all the way up to 100 or beyond. We do that by ones, by fives, by tens. We learn how to count objects with one-to-one correspondence. We also learn how to recognize and identify and write numerals. We learn about two-dimensional or flat shapes, as well as three-dimensional or solid shapes. We also learn about different measurement concepts. We even learn how to be fluent or super quick with addition and subtraction within 5, as well as learning strategies for adding and subtracting within 10. In reading and writing, we work on foundational skills such as phonological awareness. That's our ability to hear sounds in our spoken language. And more specifically, phonemic awareness, and that's the ability to hear sounds in words. So those little teeny tiny units called phonemes that make up spoken words. Take, for example, the word cat. We hear k, a, t. And when those phonemes are blended together, we have the word cat. So why is that important as a reader and writer? Well, when we're reading or trying to lift text off of a page, we can start taking those sounds that are represented by letters and blending them together to form spoken words. On the flip side, in writing, when we have these great ideas in our head that we want to represent on paper, we take those ideas, we hear those sounds in our spoken words, and we can represent them with letters. Along with phonological and phonemic awareness comes our alphabetic principle, and that's the understanding that sounds are represented by these squiggles that we call letters. So we'll learn all about our 26 uppercase or capital letters and 26 lowercase letters, as well as those sounds that those letters represent. We also began to develop a high-frequency word bank or memory. So that way, when we're reading and writing, we can commit most of our energy to understanding what we read or getting our ideas down on paper. And developing a high-frequency word memory will help us do that. We'll also learn different strategies for comprehending or understanding the text that we read. In writing, we'll learn about different types of writing, such as narrative writing, or stories about ourselves. We'll learn how to teach others how to do something with how-to books. We'll be experts in certain topics with informational writing, and we'll also write about our opinions. And we know that as kindergartners, we are full of our own opinions. I hope this helps you understand a little bit more about what we do here in kindergarten and all the wonderful learning that your kindergartner will be engaged in and working towards throughout the year.
Hi, my name's Christine Nizzolo, and I'm a kindergarten teacher at Hazardville Memorial School. I'm going to talk to you today about what we do in the kindergarten classroom to focus on the development of executive function skills. Now, what are executive function skills? We'll take a look at this video, and that should help you understand a little bit more of what they are and why we want to pay attention to them and have students develop them further in our classroom.
We're not born with the skills we need to get things done successfully, especially in this fast and complicated world. But here's the good news. The skills we need can be taught, and they form a foundation for self-regulation and help build social, emotional skills. Grouped together, 3 of the most foundational are called executive functions. Executive functions are a set of 3 cognitive skills: flexible attention, working memory, and inhibitory control. When complex things are happening around us, executive functions help us stay on task, make plans, set goals, and carry them out successfully. They act like a traffic flagger, intentionally managing and coordinating many things at once, like helping drivers and pedestrians stay safe and making sure they obey the rules of the road. Flexible attention allows us to shift our attention when necessary, directing it to the most important tasks and sustaining it while we're working on them. Flexible attention allows us to switch focus quickly from one thing to another. Working memory is the ability to remember and use important information, like driving directions. Working memory allows us to store important information so we can access it when needed. Inhibitory control is the ability to pause and think before we act. It helps us resist impulses. It keeps us on task and helps us set goals and carry them out. Executive functions help students learn and be successful in school, solving math problems, following directions, reading, playing sports, and resolving conflicts. These skills will last a lifetime and be used every day in school, at work, and at home. They're a vital part of an education that teaches the whole child.
Morning meeting is an essential part of preparing our students for the day. Everything we do in morning meeting is routine and predictable. And as you know, students thrive on, especially young students thrive on routine and predictability. So every day we start it with a morning message, which talks about one major activity that we might be doing throughout the day. Then we look at our schedule so that children know exactly what to expect as we go through our day. We also do other activities like question of the day, mystery word, and we might end our meeting with doing freeze dance or graphic practice. And these are two activities that really tap into children's working memory. And if you ask some kids, morning meeting is their favorite part of the day. Every day in kindergarten, children get to play. And why? Because play is the work of children. So when they go into our purposely planned play centers, children are playing and learning, and they're practicing things that they've learned. In these play centers, they are exploring, creating, experimenting. They're developing their early literacy, math, and vocabulary skills. And there's so many more examples of things that children are learning in these centers. And for some kids, this is the favorite part of the day. Throughout the year, we set up play scenarios in our classroom. And what is the difference between a play center and a play scenario? Well, play scenario is something that mimics what is happening in the outside community. So for instance, the children may want to set up a restaurant. They might want to develop a farm stand or a veterinary clinic, a weather station. They're looking at things that are in our community and bringing them into our classroom so that they can create props. They can play out the roles of people that they have seen out working in our community. So it's really important for us to have these scenarios going on in our room to develop other executive function skills. And so one of the ways that we tap into this curiosity is by presenting them with Imagineering challenges. So what is an Imagineering challenge? Well, some examples might be building a new bridge so that the billy goats can get over to the valley in a safe way. We might need to build a wall for Humpty Dumpty to sit on safely without falling off. Some other things might be build the tallest tower you can with Legos that you can perch a bird safely on top of so that no predators can get at it. Now, these Imagineering challenges can sometimes be frustrating for kindergartners because it doesn't exactly come out the way they want it to. And when that happens, we ask them to try again. And they still might get frustrated, and they try again. And over time, the children become less and less frustrated. And these Imagineering challenges become a way for them to take ownership of their learning, and they're actually creating their own learning. Recess is absolutely our favorite time of the day. It is time where we get to take a brain break, get outside, stretch our legs, get some fresh air, use those loud voices that we keep bottled up inside when we are in the classroom. It's also a great time of the day to practice our executive function skills. Some of them that we practice out there are our self-control. You need to have a lot of self-control when you want to go down the slide and the person in front of you is taking a really long time. We practice being respectful and waiting our turn. There's a lot of flexibility that children have to use outside. Maybe their friend's not playing the game that they want to play. Well, they have to compromise and be flexible and sometimes play the game their friend wants to play. So when we say that they are just outside playing at recess, they are also working and learning outside at recess.
Hi, I'm Miss Dow from Henry Barnard, and I'm here to talk about how to prepare your child for kindergarten. And the 4 ways to do that are to build independence, instill responsibility, teach practical skills, and to talk it up. The first step to get ready for kindergarten is to build independence. Students need to be able to put on and take off their jackets and backpacks, as well as zip and unzip them independently. Practicing this will help them feel successful when they come to kindergarten. The second way to prepare your child for kindergarten is to instill responsibility. Children can clean up after themselves when playing, coloring, or doing art projects. They can help around the house to give them a sense of pride by putting toys in the correct bins, placing laundry in the laundry basket, setting the table, clearing the table, and putting dishes in the sink, and then wiping the table clean. The third way to prepare your child for kindergarten is to teach practical skills. Kids should be able to dress and undress themselves. They need to know how to button and unbutton pants, use the bathroom on their own, wash their hands with soap and water and scrub and rinse, use 1 paper towel, and then tie their shoes on their own. Another skill to practice is opening their own snacks. These are some of the items that are offered for breakfast, and they give you an idea of what students will be opening. When you send in a snack from home, make sure it is something they can actually open on their own. Juice boxes and juice pouches, fruit cups, and yogurt tubes are very challenging, so practice, practice, practice. The fourth way to prepare is to talk up kindergarten. Drive by the school and exclaim, "There it is, your new school, I can't wait." Show them the slideshow and what classrooms might look like. Bring them to the school to play on the playground. Children will follow your direction and your feelings. If you are positive and excited, they will be too.
Hi there, my name is Jessica. I am the Director of Health Services for Enfield Public Schools. Welcome to kindergarten. I know that you probably have a lot of questions about the registration process. To begin with, for the medical piece, you will need to have a health physical completed on or after September 1st, 2021. If you are already enrolled in our Enfield preschool or the Head Start program or Little Angels and or Montessori, you do not need another physical. That physical that you had for those programs will carry over. But please be aware that you will need some updated immunizations. For example, you will need the Tdap and a polio after your child's 4th birthday. Also, your child will need the MMR and a varicella's 2nd doses. These forms can be either uploaded to the portal or they can be dropped off to the main office of your child's kindergarten school, where the nurses will then review them. If your child will need medications in school, there will be a medication authorization form that must be signed by a doctor. Any prescription medication must have an authorization form. Those forms can also be dropped off to your child's school. You will also have to make sure that the supply of the medication is provided to your school nurse. If your child has any allergies, please let your nurses know. If your child has a life-threatening allergy and requires an EpiPen, Auvi-Q, or any other medication for that, please have the med authorization form completed and drop that off on the first day of school. Additionally, you will receive the health service manual that will have more information about the requirements and what is happening in the health office. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any other questions. Thank you.
What's next? Let's walk you through the process of applying for kindergarten in Enfield. First, we recommend you register for KITE's live question and answer session on April 20th by visiting enfieldkite.org. Next, you will want to begin collecting information required for registration. This includes your child's birth certificate, 2 proof of residency documents, immunization records, copy of your child's physical, and proof of guardianship. When you have everything together, take a picture or make a photocopy so you can attach these documents when it's time. On April 1st, Enfield Public Schools officially invites you to register your kindergartner. You do this by going to enfieldschools.org, scroll to the kindergarten registration section, click the icon, create a PowerSchool account, and begin completing the form. Your child's application is not complete until all required documents are submitted. The enfieldkite.org website has instructions for hand submitting those to your school. Next, begin watching your mail in August to receive your welcome letter that includes your child's room assignment, in-person meet and greet information, and anything else important to begin school on August 30th. Welcome to kindergarten.